In this video, I'll analyze the art in Zoro vs Mr. 1. I recommend watching Naruto vs Sasuke and Sanji vs Mr. 2. The first explains my grading system. The second will give more context to my grading because it has a lot of the same qualities as this one. The battle starts in chapter 190 with Zoro defending Vivi. Mr. 1's attack has anticipation, but Zoro's defense doesn't because his appearance is a surprise. The panel has good poses, a good camera angle, distance, and slight fisheye. Zoro's next attack has anticipation in a small panel, but the attack on the next panel is shot from far away, which is not desirable. The next attack also lacks wind-up, but the pose, spacing, and distance are good. The focus lines add emphasis. There is follow-through when they both back up. The fight continues in 193. The panel of Zoro's first attack has a good camera angle, spacing, a decent pose, hit marks, and slight fisheye. Mr. 1's attack has a stream behind it, showing its travel path. Zoro also has motion lines doing a similar thing. Zoro putting his third sword in his mouth is part 1 of his anticipation. Him preparing Ushibari is a nice panel. The camera angle, pose, and distance look great. This serves as the second anticipation. Mr. 1 prepares his defense in 2 panels. The actual attack has good space, pose, and distance. There are hit marks showing where Zoro's attacks landed. The focus lines in the background help show the camera perspective. The panel of Zoro relaxing is follow-through. The next attack has anticipation, but it's out of camera for both. The actual attack has a nice low angle, toning, distance, and slight stretching. The panel of Mr. 1 spinning looks epic. The foreshortening is very noticeable. The characters are stretched a little. There's another low angle to show his movements effectively, and the black turns into motion lines. This is paired with small spinning streams of movement for further clarity. Mr. 1 pulling his arms back in the next panel has a great pose and camera angle. His fingers turning at the blades serves as the third anticipation panel. The actual attack has good spacing, but the camera could be closer. The attack is also covered by Zoro, decreasing the impact. The poses are nice though. The next attack has anticipation. The actual attack is shot from a nice angle, with the attacking hand being the vanishing point. The poses are cool, but the panel is small. The next panel is summarizing, but the poses are really good. The hit marks show that attacks are going on. The next panel looks astounding. Both poses are fantastic. Mr. 1 has speed lines making a trail, and Zoro has an after image to show where he was before the dodge. The focus lines make it clearer that this was drawn in 1-point perspective. Zoro flipping back is follow-through. The panel has good distance and his legs curve a little. The Pirate Hunter has 2 panels of preparation before launching Onigiri in 3 panels. We are given 2 panels of a zoom-in from Zoro's eyes before seeing the attack. The attack panel has great space and amazing poses. Mr. 1's pose really sells the falling over motion. The hit marks sell the damage of the attack, and the focus lines serve as background. Toragari has 3 panels of build-up. The shot of Mr. 1 falling over with Zoro in the background is creative. The pose of Zoro leaping has Oda's noodle curves and is a great pose. The panel of the attack landing looks breathtaking. The way Zoro's body is twisting is displayed by the position of his upper body versus his lower body. Mr. 1's legs being drawn so large creates amazing distance. The spacing is great. The next panel has the follow-through of Zoro launching his opponent down. The pose and the angles of the buildings are great. Mr. 1's next attack has no anticipation. The poses are good. Zoro's arm moving towards the camera looks cool. The next attack has little space, but the poses are also good, especially Zoro's. Mr. 1's leg coming towards the screen in another panel is an amazing shot. Zoro's hand and toning sell the distance. The panel of the attack is shot from a simple angle, but the poses are spectacular. Zoro rolls away as follow-through. Mr. 1's next attack has very bad clarity. You can't tell what he's doing from the panel alone, and the spacing is small. Him blasting Zoro back is follow-through. Zoro lifts the debris in one panel and throws it in another. Then both prepare for their next attack. The panel of Zoro thinking has nice distance, shown between the sizes of his fists. 1's attack is released after the build-up. Zoro jumps at him in 2 panels and then goes into summarized attacks, but the poses of both sides are cool. His next attack has 2 panels of build-up from a cool low angle that lead into an appropriately zoomed out display of the attack. The over-the-shoulder panels on the next page look great, with the second being Mr. 1's anticipation. The panel of Zoro blocking is kinda small, but it has a good angle. Zoro's next attack has off-screen build-up, but the attack has the same properties as his Toragari. Nice poses, angle, and distance. Mr. 1 flipping back is follow-through. Zoro's blade already being at his face in the next panel emphasizes his speed. The panel of Gazamidori has good posing and is the second build-up. The actual attack has good space, an amazing angle, good posing, and a hit mark for extra measure. The curved floor and motion lines emphasize Mr. 1's damage in the next panel. He flips back and both serve as follow through. Mr. 1's buzzsaws have 2 panels of preparation. Both run at each other for anticipation. The attack panel looks amazing. The solid black shadows against the white really highlights the fact that blades are clashing. Zoro's pose is creative and has him bending. His hunched over position shows that he's putting his weight behind the attack. The low angle also looks cool. The next panel is the follow through for Zoro, but the anticipation for Mr. 1, which is clever. His fist being close to the screen is fantastic. The panel of the attack is also fantastic. Both poses are amazing, especially 1's pose. The distance and blood splatter look amazing. The pirate bleeds in 3 panels before being struck again. The way Zoro's upper body and legs drag behind the point of impact along with the motion lines sells the action. The stream of spirals shows the travel path, emphasizing the action, and that Mr. 1 is still using buzzsaws. The next attack has complete action. The panel of Zoro flying looks great. The ankle of the pose of Mr. 1 looks badass, and the blood splatter shows where the attack happened. Zoro is attacked once more. In this panel, Mr. 1's pose, along with his arms being blurred out for motion blur, makes this pop. When Zoro prepares Shishisonson, the panel has after images to show his movement. The pose also looks cool. Mr. 1 slides in as build up for his attack. The panel has a nice pose, but he's interrupted on the next pages. The 2-page spread of Zoro landing his EI attack is beautiful. The perspective allows for Zoro to be standing above Mr. 1. The pose and foreshortening, along with the solid black shadows, are brilliant. The blood splatter and drops of blood close to the screen are welcome additions. Finally, Zoro sheaths his sword as follow through, ending the battle. Like the fight with Sanji, the art made use of foreshortening. Almost every panel has an exaggerated amount of it. The panels had some stretching and bending, but not as much. The poses were epic, but once again there isn't a lot of anticipation. This was overall a beautifully drawn battle. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and check out my manga for free online. If you enjoy my content, please consider donating to my Patreon. All important links will be in the description.